I'm your instructor for the Women's Health class here at Hartnell. It's completely online in eCollege, and part of the class will also take place on WordPress.com. I'll show you a little bit about that later. And this is basically a tour of the class with some pointers and tips and some instructions on how to access things within the class, and then some of my expectations. So what you have here is the opening page, the course homepage. There's a syllabus. Here's a place where you can ask me questions. It's like frequently asked questions, and you can see some answers from me to everyone. And here is where this video is going. Then you can also just collapse it, and then you'll be into the next week. So this is what it looks like for week 1. It's got the dates at the top. It's got basic instructions on what's going to be taking place during the week, so you can keep up with that. Here on the left, you'll see what you can click on. So if you're ready to take the syllabus quiz, you click on that, and it'll take you to the next page where you're ready to start. Quizzes have an open and a close date, and they are timed. And then I have worksheets like this, which are like self-questionnaires, and it'll give you some instructions. But the worksheets and the materials that you'll be reading that are like articles and fill in the blank type of things, you'll find in the doc sharing. So I'm sharing these documents with you. You could share documents with me here, but I might not find them because the place you will be depositing your work will be in the Dropbox. So under doc sharing, I have placed all the chapter PowerPoints here as you study for the quizzes. Between the textbook and the PowerPoints is how you prepare for those. And then all the worksheets and handout type things are in here. So let's just go take a look. So once you click on worksheets, you can see this is all the work that I have ready for you to access. So what you'll do is, for instance, click on the link and it'll open up, and best that you just go ahead and save it to your desktop. So I'm going to go take a look at it. There it is for me. And here we have an example of a PDF in Acrobat, and you can fill in the forms like so in the blue fields like that, okay? And once you're all done, then you'll save the file. You would go up to File, Save As if you're on a Mac, which is what we're on right now. If you're on a PC or a laptop, then you'll go up to File, Save As. It's usually right up here in the left corner. And then when you're back in the class, then you'll go to the Dropbox area, and you'll click on the assignment area. So let's see, we were doing the scavenger hunt. And there it is. You'll click on the scavenger hunt exercise, and you'll upload it to me. Your page will look different than my page, no doubt. So you'll upload it back to me in the Dropbox area, not the doc sharing. I might not notice it there, and then it won't get graded. So if you wouldn't mind remembering that, that's a very key thing. So that's sort of a basic on how to access files, save and upload them back to me, and I've talked about the quizzes. The next thing I'd like to show you is about the gradebook and email. So I will be emailing you sometimes right out of the class, sometimes the whole class, sometimes just one person might need to know some information. And I can also get your emails from here. And then the gradebook will be the place where you can see how you're doing in the class. So my suggestion is that you just kind of keep a running total of how many points you've earned out of how many points have already been offered to you. Because it can be confusing if you don't know how you're doing, if you've only done 30 points out of 300. So for instance, you know, if you've done 30 out of 30, you know you're already standing at an A. So I also will be giving you a point total update several times through the semester, so you can know how you're doing in comparison to everyone else, and you'll be able to, I'll show you how to figure out your percentage. So the other thing I wanted to show you in here is that we have part of our class taking place on WordPress. And so I have here, I'm going to have a tutorial for you, a video that is, and in step-by-step instructions for you, and you will create your account, and then I'll invite you to our group, our class group for the blogging activities that we do. My previous classes have given me really good feedback on their experience in there. And the other thing I wanted to go over with you briefly was the syllabus. So let's just take a quick look here. This is the textbook, and the book should be in the bookstore, but you could order it at Amazon or something like that. There should be plenty of used copies, as they haven't come up with a new edition just yet. And here is information to know about expectations, outcomes. Here are some possible topics that I've had students interested in the past, but I have an opportunity for you to also make suggestions so we can get the class narrowed down to topics that you really want to talk about in the blog. Here are descriptions of the major assignments, and then how I'm going to be grading you, and how many points are possible for the various assignments. This is very specific rubrics for how I'm going to be deciding on your points for any written work, whether it be in the blog or whether it be on a paper. And here's the actual grading scale. And once we end up at the very end of the semester, and then I have a little section here on scholastic and honesty, because academic integrity is really important and especially difficult to measure in an online class. So please do your own work. This is supposed to be for you, for your learning, your improvement, and it won't do any good to work off of somebody else's. So I have a little blurb on incompletes, if that happens to be your situation towards the end of the semester. If you need some kind of special assistance in the class, please contact the disabilities office. Here's the contact. And then, just to let you know, from time to time I like to use student work to improve my teaching, and to do articles describing things that we've learned from each other in the class. So just know that I'll be contacting you if I'm looking for student examples. I will of course make them anonymous. And then this is a very handy thing for you to print out. I would suggest that you would add the calendar and the syllabus to the only hard copies that you need to produce in the class, so that you can have a very easy guide and look ahead to assignments that are due that might potentially take up more time than others as you are planning and budgeting your time for my class. I would suggest that you budget at least 3 hours a week for my class. It is a 3-unit class, and that would be the minimum. Some things may take a little bit longer, and some people may take longer, through the reading or through their writing. Everything in this class will be due on Sunday evening by 11:30. I recommend that you start sooner, because often there's computer issues or internet issues or glitches that you're not really anticipating. And so I look forward to improved help alongside you as we work through our class assignments together. Thank you.